Hello all. I just got back to campus and I had a bunch of packages here waiting for me, so I thought I would do a video of me opening them because I don't know what is in all of these. We have this one that says toy accessories, whatever that means, and yeah, other ones that say electronic and all sorts of things. I can't show you because my address is on them, but yeah, so let's get started. Alright, so here's the first one. This one says integrated circuit. Let's take a look. Everyone seems to use a blade of some sort when opening their packages on Postbag, so I thought I would too. Ah, these are the WeMos D1 minis, ESP8266 modules. So, these are really cool little things. These are Arduino compatible little modules that have Wi-Fi built in. And I have 5 of them, and they were $15 from AliExpress. Pretty good deal. They have Wi-Fi, can do all sorts of little around the house type of projects with these. Looking forward to using those. Alright, and here we have the toy accessories. Not sure what this is. Oh, this looks like it has USB in. I'll go ahead and open this up. Oh, I failed. Wow. Yep. Alright. This has USB in. It has out plus and out minus. I'm guessing it's a adjustable voltage regulator, either buck or boost, from USB in to some voltage out. Okay, I just wanted to do a quick 2-minute look at this little USB boost converter. And I did confirm it as a boost converter. So I'm going to be using this power bank. This is an OmniCharge, and I'm going to be doing a video on this soon, hopefully, because I think it's really cool. It has a little display on it that shows how much power is being drawn. So I'll go ahead and plug this in. Let's get the multimeter in here. Put it on volts. And connect. Okay, connect this up. And then, so we have 5 volts on the output, and then I'll just turn this pot up and let's see how high it can go. So, start turning it. Yeah, these are kind of difficult to turn, but just start turning that. Okay. So it's obviously boosting because the power supply, or the USB power bank is putting out 5 volts, and this is boosting it up to 6 volts. So yeah, it's a boost converter. And I'll turn this up and see how far it can go. Okay, so I seem to have found the peak here, so I just kept turning it. It has peaked at 28.88 volts. As much as I turn it up, it is not going any higher than that. So I would say that's the limit. It's a pretty big boost. I'm wondering what the current limit is at that voltage. I'll have to try to find the listing that I purchased this from and see what the specs are. Okay, I blocked out my address on this one because I thought it was kind of funny. There are these options on it. It says tick as appropriate. We either have a GIF, a document, a commercial sample, or other. Kind of interesting. They seem like pretty specific choices. And then just other. Let's see what it is. Ah, these are... Oh, what are these called? Are these JST connectors? Anyway, they're power connectors, and I wanted to have them on hand because sometimes you just need power connectors for a project. So they have, let's see if it'll focus there. So they just have these little connectors on the end of them. Not exactly sure what I want to use these for yet, but I figured when I do want to use them, I will want to have them. So, okay, this one says RF modules. I think I know what this is. I ordered some. These are probably going to be 433 megahertz RF transmit/receive modules that can be used to control those RF outlets. Am I right? I think I am. Yes. Yeah, that's what these are. So these little guys, one of these, here, I'll just leave them in the package. One of them is a transmit module and one of them is a receive module. And they can control these outlets. Let me show you one. These kinds of outlets, you can get them at the hardware store. And they come with remotes, like this. And yeah, I'm turning lights on and off in the room right now, but you can't tell because I have all kinds of lights around here. So they control these kinds of outlets. And the cool thing about these is they can be connected to Arduinos. So I was going to take one of these little Wi-Fi modules and control these with this. And that way, I'll be able to have internet-controlled lights just using these cheap outlets. And I won't have to deal with switching mains power or anything like that, because that can get kind of hairy at times, like your fire hazards, right? So you buy these, then you control them with this via these guys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with those. I already have one of these, but it's not as good quality as these are. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with those, and I'll do some videos on those soon, hopefully. Okay, this one just says RFID cards, so that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm guessing it's going to be these kind of RFID cards. However, there's two frequencies. I forget what they are off the top of my head that these RFID tags operate at. And this one is at one frequency, and these ones are at the other frequency, since I have both kinds of receivers, and I just wanted to test both out to see which has better range, which uses less power, which is more accurate, all that kind of stuff. All right, it comes with a bunch of labels. I don't know what those are. Yep, and then just some cards. Nothing real special about these. Is there 5? Yeah, there's 5 there. Oh, there's 6 actually. They gave me extra. Nice. Cool. Yeah, that's 6. Good. Cool. So those will be fun to play with as well. Hopefully I'll be building those into my door soon. I just wanted to show you this real quick. Those RFID tags came with... Someone just shoved like UPS thermal labels into there. It's just the backing from the thermal labels. Like you know how the stickers come on a backing and then you like peel the sticker off? That's what these are. It came with a bunch of them, which I think is kind of funny. Okay, this one says socks. So I don't think it's going to be electronics. I don't think this is even related to the channel. We'll see if I even include this in the video. All right. Yes, these are for the girlfriend. All right, this one's pretty big. It just says electronic. Let's take a look. Oh. Did I get everything? Yeah. Okay, this is looking like a pretty good one. Oh, it has a little packing label here, but I don't want to spoil it. Let's take a look. All right. Let's cut this tape here. What do we have? Ah, a breadboard connector. These are pretty handy. So if you have all these wires going all over your breadboard to take power, you can just... All right, let's get a breadboard. So you can just take one of these and pop it in there. Just like so. and then it can take power or micro USB in, and then it looks like you can switch these two rails between 3.3 volts and 5 volts, or you can have them both in the same or different. And it looks like here we have, I think these are voltage regulators, surface mount voltage regulators. We have some headers here, which are ground 5 volts and ground and 3.3 volts over here. All right, that'll be pretty handy. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy. So one thing to note is that the black side here is minus and this side is plus. So if you want it to match up with your breadboard, you'll need to pay attention to that. So that if I put it in this way, then the negative rail would actually be positive. So we got to put it in this way to make sure that that's connected properly. Okay, now get some power in. That's on. All right, it's got a nice LED on there. Let's get the multimeter in and check the voltage. So that's the 3.3 volt, and that's backwards. Okay, 3.3 volt is putting out 3.2. That's within the margin of error for the multimeter even, so. Okay, and this one, the 5 volt rail, 5.2, that's a little bit high, but I'd say that's reasonable. Let's see what the voltage going in is. So if I just go across here, right? Or maybe here. 5.215, and this was what, 5.210. So yeah, it's the same as the voltage going in. Oh, I almost forgot. This package has one other thing in it, or maybe multiple. Yeah, it has multiple other things. All right, this is an RFID reader / writer. I'm not sure which frequency this is, although it does say 125 on it, which I believe is the frequency. So yeah, this is probably a 125 kilohertz RFID reader / writer, which, if I remember correctly, that's the cards that I just opened. They're 125 kilohertz. All right, we have some heatsink plaster. So is this other thing going to be a heatsink? Yes. All right, so is that it? Yeah. So I have one of these heat sinks and some of this heat sink plaster. So I'm planning on taking a few 10-watt LEDs, and I thought I was getting 2 of these. I'll have to go check my order. But so I'm hoping to take LEDs and mount them on the back of here, since those 10-watt LEDs do put out quite a bit of heat, and they will break themselves if you don't give them a heat sink. So I'm hoping this will be enough. I'm not going to be running them at full power, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, I believe this is the last one. This one, again, kind of interesting. The options are gift, printed, commercial sample, or other. So it's kind of interesting. Like, they have these really specific options, and then just other, and it's like, yeah, it's always going to be other. So let's take a look. This is a level shifter, and I think that's the only thing in here. Yep. So these are pretty simple. These are for converting basically signals in one voltage to signals in another voltage. So say you have an I2C 5-volt device, and you're trying to make it interact with an I2C 3.3 I2C 3.3 volt device. Yeah, so you'll use one of these, and it'll just convert the logic to the other voltage and let them interact with each other. So I actually already have one of these, so I'm not going to be using this right away. But again, something nice to have to make all your electronics talk to each other. Okay, so here's the haul. Here's everything that we got. Of course, the 5 WeMos D1 minis. Thank you for watching.